right.
Welcome back.
Sorry, we're so deep in conversation at the moment. It's by the by that we happen to be
Indeed.
here.
Right, so let's take a look at that question of the day, and I'm sure this is something that many people, have as top of mind. So with 139 consecutive days of uninterrupted power and no load shedding, what do you think needs to be done to help municipalities that are now implementing load reduction?
Right. I mean, it's a big one. It really is. And we're looking forward to it because this is a conversation we're going to pick up with Professor Samson Mampweli. He's the head of the DSI Energy Secretariat at Sonedi. So do stay tuned. We'll talk about this, but we really want your views on it at Morning Live. SABC is where you can get hold of us. Your voice notes 078 459 1897.
All right, looking forward to those. Right, let's move on to the newspapers and those front pages. What's making headlines this morning? Starting with Business Day.
All right, let's get into that one. So the front page of the Business Day, South Africa's sex trafficking rages on. That's according to a report. And U.S. State Department highlights complicity of South Africa. That's Lesotho officials. 2024 Trafficking in Persons report produced by the U.S. State Department says complicity between South Africa and Lesotho officials has enabled sex trafficking of Basotho women into South Africa to continue with impunity. Man, we focus so much on this, and yet this is what's going on. The report goes on to say that the traffickers recruit victims from neighboring countries and rural areas in South Africa, particularly Gauteng, and exploit them in sex trafficking locally and in urban centers such as Johannesburg, Cape Town, Durban, and Bloem. So yeah, that's the report there. Then, of course, the picture from the grand finale, the closing ceremony of the Olympic Games. That's Tom Cruise jumping from the roof of the Stade de France during that closing ceremony. That's the picture they've chosen. Baptism of fire for Sasol's new CEO. That's Simon Baloyi, as he's the newly appointed CEO, and that's quite a big one for him. And then finally, pharmacies still battle for COVID vax payments. All right, there we go.
There's a story.
It is. I mean,
what happened to all the vaccines we had procured?
Don't know.
Okay,
very interesting.
This is looking at the front pages of this morning's papers. Moving on to the Star. Free electricity for the poor. Now, 10 million households qualify. And municipalities owe Eskom 78 billion rand. Electricity and Energy Minister Dr. Hosietsa Ramokgopa has revealed that 10 million households actually qualify for free basic electricity, but only 2 million have access to it due to several delays. Quite a story there that you can go into. Also, cops winning against kidnapping surge in South Africa. And amid the surge of kidnappings in the country, police say that they are winning the war. And also, teacher kissed pupils forcefully and sent sex texts. A disgraced high school teacher failed in his attempt to pay 5,000 rand in exchange for the silence of learners he kissed and made sexual comments towards. Ryan Andrews, employed at the Elsies River High School at the time, pleaded guilty and was fired by the Education Labour-Related Council. So those are some of the stories in the Star.
Very interesting. All right, let's quickly get into the Citizen here. Citizen, lovely picture there, saying, yeah, man, just popping in. Okay, let me read the small print there. An American flamingo on the National Zoological Gardens of South Africa in Pretoria, one of the largest species. It is found in the Caribbean and in South America. A pigment in their food gives their feathers a flamboyant color. The enclosure also boasts Chilean flamingos, so that's what they're showing us there this morning. Pension boost for economy, a cash-in frenzy by strapped consumers when the two-pot system kicks in next month. Remember, that's the 1st of September, is good news for the taxman and Treasury, who project it will up household disposable income by up to 79 billion rand. But a crisis looms. South Africans don't save, and just 6% of working people have enough to retire. That's what they're saying there in the Citizen. And then a way to curb cancer, your checks, very important. Why did our son die at school is the question they're asking. And finally, short-lived joy for the Sufis' job offers.
And then moving on to Sowetan, slain pensioner's last words. I'm scared of him. A son recalls chat with mum 5 minutes before she was hacked to death in her home. Man hired to paint the deceased house is to appear in court today for the brutal murder. And also, only Lesotho can unseat Kwamanda. A delinquency costs lecturer 300,000 job. Mshishi's short contract is fair, according to Mngiti. And also, on top there, Ace Makashule's former personal assistant, Morwadi Cholota, appeared briefly in the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court yesterday after she was extradited from the United States.
All right, well, there you go. Those are the headlines in those newspapers. This, of course, is our website, sabcnews.com. All of the news there as well that you can get. So please do check that out.
Yeah, and don't forget our app, SABC Plus app. And that's what it looks like. That's all of the features you have access to. So do yourself a favor and get that.